Having a hard time deciding on which shoe I would keep. If I had to purge and prune everything out of my collection, I would probably somewhere between the Air Mag and the Adidas 4D. You know, it is by far one of the most incredible new technology in terms of sneaker manufacturing, from prototyping, creating, designing to prototyping to actually manufacturing. That is one of the most incredible new ways of manufacturing, of using carbon to actually manufacture it in minutes. But I would say the Air Mag I would probably keep as the only shoe I would keep. It is, the ultimate grail. Like all of these shoes you can kind of like get, but that shoe you had to bid, auction, and then finally the 2015, that was basically impossible to get. I'd say still by far my favorite sneaker of my entire collection is the Atmos Air Max 1, the Safari ones that I'm wearing on my feet and that I still keep as a collection. Keep several pairs in my collection. I only have 3, the one on my feet and 2 more. I sold a pair to Nike and I actually had a hard time letting go. So in 2002, I was flipping through a magazine and I came across an article about A-Life. And in that article about A-Life, there was a pair, this very pair in there. And I spent a lot of time just looking it up, figuring out what it was. And by the time I realized what it was, most of it had kind of sold out at retail. A friend of mine in school, I went to Parsons School of Design at that time, she sold them to me actually. And this is actually my very first pair of cool collectible, sneakerhead sneakers. And so this is what started me. Without this shoe, without having discovered this shoe, there wouldn't be what we have today, what I do in sneaker news, SneakerCon and Stadium Goods. So I'm blessed that this is the shoe that started it all for me. I like Bape as a brand, but I'm not a huge fan. Although I've collected a lot of their collaborative sneakers, it is not my favorite. I don't really wear Bape, but in terms of their collaborations, because of how important they are to streetwear history, that's why I keep them in my collection, but past that, no Bapesters. The Stash, for me, Stash has now become a personal friend, but I actually lined up for this very shoe. And also here, the Air Max 1 Clot, the first ones, longtime friends of Edison and KP, for them to do this shoe, round 1, round 2, and then finally the Vapor Max round 3. Big fan of Cause, obviously. Starting with the original Air Force Ones that were never released to the public. Love them. And now we get to kind of like some of the more important Supremes. This is actually the first shoe I ever lined up for. I lined up for actually 15 minutes to buy them. And started my collecting of shoes. Eventually, collecting all of the Supremes. I find them to be some of the most important shoes in sneaker history. So they're all here. So some of my favorites. I've actually worn the Blazers to death. I've actually cleaned them up for this purpose, but they're actually incredibly beat up. Got this visa for plus a nigga walking cause I do not have a vehicle. Lord, I need some angels and some. Now we get to the Yeezy collection. I absolutely think Yeezy, Kanye and Adidas did something that no sneaker brand has done, is to kind of get it fully into mainstream consumerism. Yes, this is the first shoe that they released, the Yeezy Boost 750, but this shoe I consider the Yeezy Boost 350 Turtle Dove the second shoe to ever release, but by far the most important to sneaker history, because it is this shoe that now moms and grandmas know about sneaker culture. So, you know, since we put up this this exhibition, we've had moms who, you know, wearing heels and whatnot come by and be like, oh, those are Yeezys, are they for sale? So it's their knowledge of that this is a Yeezy and that it's an incredible shoe and they want to buy it. Would have never happened. Up here, some of my favorites from public school, the Jordan collaboration. I felt it was important for Hong Kong to kind of see that. Coming over to this side, probably the third sneaker in my history. Second sneaker I ever lined up for, the Bape Super Ape Star, very important. Down here to the Pharrell Human Race line, also very, very, very rich in terms of where we are today, helping Kanye and Pharrell, two of the most important musicians out there, but also helping build the Adidas heritage at this point. Probably not Sneaker Street, but I think into some of the resale malls in Mongkok. Those are the more interesting things that happen. It's kind of like, for us in New York, we used to have the mom and pop boutiques, or like the mom and pop shops, or like the, you know, the small sneaker boutiques. That's what's here now. You know, you have to kind of like go and like find them. I'm not